welcome to another World of Tanks subscriber replay. My name, as always, is Maxwell, and today's video is from the user Major Panic. That's Major Panic. He's driving the T49 on an encounter battle on Ruinberg, and the T49 is the American Tier 5 turreted tank destroyer. I still own probably one of these tanks because I found the grind from this one far too painful. The thing is nice and fast and manoeuvrable, gets a good turn of speed, but the turret traverse speed is painfully slow, but its cannon for its tier is pretty damn good. As you can see, does a decent amount of damage and has a decent reload speed. But Major Panic here is about to show us why you shouldn't underestimate the T49 in any battle. Obviously, he's going to have a storming game, so let's get into it. Right away, he takes up a position in the centre there and already takes out one of the enemy's scout tanks. And he's just going to be poking around, keeping the main hull of his tank below the horizon there, so to minimise the chances of getting shot by the enemy. As you see, the T34 not following suit there and taking some damage. T50 just pokes himself around to try and get some spotting on, as Major Panic is nicely hidden behind a bush here, and then the Matilda follows in behind him. Unfortunately, the Matilda is not looking in the right direction, so he's going to take some damage, and he's decided to try and flee in the wrong direction. Although, to his credit, he's at least pointing his turret in the right direction this time. Not sure if he can actually see the T49, as tank destroyers do get a camouflage bonus, especially when behind bushes. So notices that he's getting flanked now by the M5 Steward, so just going to sit and try and keep his gun on target if that guy can get in there. And, well, I was going to say find their artillery, they'll be in trouble, but this is a zero artillery game, so there isn't really much he's going to achieve, especially not trying to duel with that BT7. Not quite able to get some damage on him there, but at least he's done the smart thing of pulling behind the BT7 there, just to minimise the chances of getting himself taken out by this T49. Survived for quite a long time, and now he's faded into the fog of war. So it's going to be a case of either just let him go or let one of his allies try and take him out. As you can see, the AMX-40 is over there, and then the AMX-40 has eliminated him. So he's just going to come back to the village here. As you can see, there is a heavy tank of a Churchill 1, and there's a Leopard offering support to him as well. Oh, and a Panzer 38T. So he's just going to try and get some flanking action on the go. As you can see, they are all stacked up along the border down the far right-hand side there. The Leopard actually trying to make a break for it and probably get some flanking action of his own on the go. Almost wasn't able to get a shot on him there because of the awful turret traverse speed. You can see it there just being absolutely terrible. Unfortunately, the Leopard not quite pulling himself far enough behind the building, not really aware of how large his tank is or how much it was sticking out there, and gets himself eliminated. You really need to learn the dimensions of your own tank, especially when trying to hide behind obstacles. So spots out the Panzer 38. NA there, who is looking like he's focusing on the medium tank in front of him and not aware of who is coming in from the sides there. To be honest, his best course of action would have been to drive forwards and behind the building there, but instead just reversing backwards and getting himself eliminated. So we're going to see if he can take out the second Panzer 38. Yes, he does. That's 2 for 2 now. 2 Panzer 38s. So the Matilda Black Prince just dueling with the Churchill 1 there on the far right-hand flank. The Churchill 1's going to be more than a match for the Matilda Black Prince. But they have a Panzer 38 in support, so our man Major Panic is just going to decide to drop back and get into the city. As you can see, the enemy has kind of been penned in that central area, as they are losing 7-5 at the moment. It was 7-4, but they just pulled back a kill there. But the enemy's kind of been penned in, and the Allies have tanks in the north and tanks in the south, but they don't have any tanks on this eastern side along that main road, which is probably where Major Panic would be heading right about now. Probably thought he was going to drop back and head in from the south there, but then noticed that they have them penned in, but they don't have anybody on this road. Spots out of Valentine. Valentine, as you can see, looking in completely the wrong direction. In fact, no idea where he was looking. Just pointing his gun up to the sky there. Probably not even aware of what the hell is going on, and gets himself eliminated. As you can see, though, the enemy doing a pretty good job of evening up the score now. It's 8-8. In fact, now winning 8-9. They have managed to push out in the north area.
It could break any minute.
Takes a hit from the Stug 3 there. He was a little bit too focused on trying to get a shot on that other T49 as he was fleeing, and gets hit full in the face by that Stug 3 there. So the enemy's done a good job of eliminating the tanks that came in from the north. What probably should have happened there is the tanks that were in the south pressuring them should have applied even more pressure and advanced forward, allowing the... Oh, that Churchill 1 somehow managed to survive that encounter on the right-hand flank. Unfortunately, he doesn't survive the encounter with Major Panic here, picking up his 7th kill. But yes, the tanks in the south who were pressuring the enemy probably should have applied even more pressure and pushed in and tried to push them back so that the tanks in the north could have come up and gotten some free damage on them. What really happened there is the guys in the south... Oh, this is going to be a good shot. Wow, well done, getting a fantastic hit. Oh, in fact, it wasn't even his kill. The M4 looks like he destroyed the Stug 3 before his shell landed. A little bit unfortunate there, as that would have been an excellent shot. So yes, it looks like what happened is the guys in the north didn't have any backup from the guys in the south, and the enemy just turned around, eliminated them, and because there was no pressure coming in from the other direction, they had all the time in the world in which to perform that manoeuvre. Whereas if they'd been pressuring from the south at the same time, they wouldn't have had a chance to turn around, and if they had turned around, they would have gotten shot in the arse for their trouble. So just going to see whereabouts this Churchill 1 is looking. It looks like he's been tracked, and he is looking at the guys directly in front of him, so it should be just loads of free damage on the side there. In fact, set him on fire and then eliminated him, picking up his 8th kill of the match. But it is very even still at the moment at 12-12. Now, it looks like the guys all have around about the same health, apart from that T50, who has pretty much 0 hit points. And in fact, looking at the minimap, it looks like he's going to run flat into Major Panic here and get himself blown up. Yep, pulls around the corner, not realising that the T49 of Major Panic is here, and gets himself blown to pieces. So, slightly winning now at 13 kills to 12 health. Healthy do his allies look pretty good. That's a Churchill Mark III, which are notoriously difficult to remove from the game, and an M4, which is also a hardy tank. So that Churchill 3 would probably be more than a match for the Stug 3 and the KV-1, even though it does have a pretty weak cannon. But it looks like those guys are holding their attention on that flank, and Major Panic should be able to sneak up from the rear, gets a good hit on this KV-1, and also keeping the truck intact, and hopefully that truck will soak the first shot that the KV-2 fires, and it does indeed. And that just leaves, well, I was going to say that just leaves the Stug 3, but it looks like somebody else has eliminated him, and just in time as well, as he gets himself down to only 2 shells remaining. So absolutely amazing replay there from Major Panic, picking himself up 10 kills in this little tank destroyer, which, to be honest, I never really rated as a very good vehicle until I saw this video. So thanks very much to you for sending that replay in. Thank you to you guys for watching, and I will catch you next time.